A great combination is when you take your sweet potatoes, you bake them, or you fry them, and you put some marshmallows on top of them. But what happens when you want your marshmallows inside your sweet potatoes? That's what we're going to do today here on Twisted Eats. We're going to make a marshmallow, and we're going to coat it with a sweet potato and cereal coating. Let's go ahead and get started over here. We're going to start off our process by taking 2 sweet potatoes and peeling them. Alright, we have got our sweet potatoes peeled. Stick that over for the compost pile. We're just going to cut these into little chunks. We're going to put them in our water. We're going to throw them on the floor. No, we're going to boil these until they become nice and tender.
That's your first mess.
That's my first.
Do you have a set number of messes that you do per video, or just wing it?
Well, I kind of wing it, but we could get a record. We finished cutting those up. We're going to put these over here on a medium-high heat and cook them until they're nice and tender. Looking at our potatoes are nice and soft there. You can see it's even a spoon slices through those. I'm going to turn the heat off, and then I'm going to drain off all the water without making a mess. Stick those potatoes back in there. Set them off to the side. Okay, now we're going to take our potatoes. We're just going to take a potato masher here. We're going to mash that up into our pan. Alright, to get that fairly mashed, while it's still hot, we want to make sure that we add a tablespoon of butter there to get that melted. We're just going to kind of mash that in with everything. To that, we're going to add 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Will come out of there. 1 tablespoon of brown sugar. Give that a nice mix. This is going to remind you of a baked potato casserole, except it's going to be in a form that you can eat with your hands. It's going to be pretty amazing. To that, we're also going to add roughly, we're going to add a tablespoon of heavy whipping cream. We might not need much more than that. That's pretty good. And then we're going to add roughly 1/4 a cup of chopped pecans. We want to give it that little crunch. Okay, now that that's all mixed, we're just going to set this off to the side and let it get nice and cool. Our potato mixture is now cold. We've preheated our oil to 350 degrees. As usual, we are using a peanut oil because it doesn't add any flavoring and doesn't leave a greasy residue. All right. In a bowl over here, we've taken an egg, we've beaten it. We have a 1/2 cup of flour over on the side. Our potatoes are nice and cold. We're going to take this nice little bag, and we have roughly 1/2 cup, or I'm sorry, 1 cup of golden grams here. We're just going to stick in a bag, and we're going to crush that. While we were there on commercial break, Mom was kind enough and took the, what's it called? The
rolling pin?
Rolling pin, and beat this for me. She just crushed it all together. All right, we're going to take this.
He was taking too long.
I'm a little slow. We're going to take that, place it there, and we're also going to place 1/2 cup of panko breadcrumbs. You want the unflavored. You don't want anything mixed in with that. Okay? So we're going to take this. We're just going to mix that together. All right, we're going to grab our marshmallows. We're using this size. It's a pretty good size. You can do whichever one you want. I'm going to take our tablespoon of this, place it on the outside. We're just going to roll this into a nice little ball. And it is a messy process. Once we get that covered, we want to make sure that marshmallow is completely covered. You don't want any of that out there. We'll put it in our flour mixture here. Into our egg. And into this, we'll make sure that we get a lot of this on there. And we're going to slowly place it into our deep fryer. Just like that. We're going to cook that evenly on both sides for just a few moments. I'm going to poke that down and underneath the oil for just a second there. We want to make sure that's a nice golden brown. You can do more at a time if you want. I just done one. I want to make sure it's really nice and good. And you're probably looking about, what, 2 minutes on this, maybe? Alright, that looks good. And you bring it up. Place it on a paper towel here, plate, and we're going to finish off the rest of our sweet potatoes. We've got 2 more of these cooking right now. Just going to take a knife there. Look how gooey that is on the center. Give this a nice little bite. Extremely good. You got to give this recipe a try. It's just a little bit different. Thank you for watching.